Welcome to the Path of Champions. This time, instead of us going through anything like playing Vi or playing Victor or anything like that, I want to talk about Path of Champions and what I hope will happen in the May update. As you know, I don't want to go and keep playing a game that I know is going to be completely changed, and these are my wishes. I know that it's going to be changed, so I hope Riot is able to include some of these so that way the game becomes more enjoyable, especially for people like me who prefer to play this as opposed to the online play. So the first thing that I would like is an edible starting deck for each champion. One of the things that I've noticed while I was playing this is there are some champions whose decks have no synergy at all, if any, very little synergy, and it was very hard for me to level them up. It was very hard for me to win. One of the decks in particular could be something like Twisted Fate. It could also be something like Lee Sin. Lee Sin was kind of difficult to level up, but there were other ones. For example, the Kennen deck. The Kennen deck was really good. The Teemo deck was really good. The Ari deck was really good. The Jinx deck was really good. The Vi deck was really good. Oh, actually not the Vi deck. The I think it was Jace. I think the Jace deck was really good. And I felt like all the other people were not really that good. Their decks made it kind of difficult to win. Um, and so with an edible starter deck, maybe you can use coins, or maybe there's a different currency where we can purchase different cards to put into the deck. Maybe they become unlocked for you to be able to put them in your starter deck. So for example, when you level up your champion through Path of Champions, there's 20 levels. There are some that say something like, level up, you get 50 coins when you start the match instead, or level up, you get a few rerolls. I wish there was one that was, level up, I get, 5 new cards, or I can use any Piltover card in my starting deck, right? Just to help us try and figure it out. This brings me to the second point, and it has very, very much to do with the deck, and that is the use of custom cards for the Path of Champions. I noticed that some of them, especially Jinx, had a very good Path of Champions custom card. I think it was like burst speed, deal 3 to an enemy, and it not only matches her playstyle of like this aggressive, getting rid of my hand as fast as possible to destroy the opponent as fast as possible, but it also felt like Path of Champions was its own kind of game. It felt almost like you're just kind of you can play PvP, you can play online with very balanced cards for PvP, but when you're playing against an AI, it's really fun to have that kind of sandbox. You have like these broken cards, and I think that Riot doesn't have to have that much of a having to make 20-30 different cards. I'm just asking for one per champion. For example, Lee Sin. Lee Sin's custom card can be, a burst speed. I create 2 spells in my hand, right? From my regions or something like that. Maybe something like Twisted Fate, where it's just a burst speed, right? It's there to make your champion a little more broken and make it a little bit easier. Maybe for Twisted Fate, we can have like a Pot of Greed parody, where it's like for 1 mana you draw 2 cards. That's it. That's all it is. It's just there to try and get Twisted Fate to be as fast as possible. Or maybe something like for 1 mana, draw a card and deal 1 to the opponent, right? Kind of like a faster pokey stick at burst speed or something like that. I think that would make the game so much more fun and so much more enjoyable, because Tom Kench's stuff, I know he has his own custom card that he creates, but oh my gosh, there are some champions that I just do not want to play at all. There's no reason for me to play it. There's no there's no reward for me to even want to go through their path. And that brings me into my third point. We need rewards for the scores you get at the very end. So after you beat every single boss, you get this sort of like 3 things based on your speed, based on your health, and I believe based on your gold consumption. But there's no reward for it. There's no reason for me to get 3 S's as opposed to just getting C's, right? And so what I would like is for them to have some sort of reward that you get for trying to get those 3 S's. My solution to that is just giving us the prismatic version of the champion for free. You get to the last boss. If you can do triple S on the last boss, you get prismatic for free. That means you're playing the game at least like 25-30 hours on that one champion alone. Is that worth the like $5 you spend to try and make a prismatic for the card? I think it's definitely worth it. Because prismatic doesn't really help anything else, it's just there for the glory of it. I feel like that would be really good. Another thing, and this is my solution that I feel would make it so much better for us to do it. We have prismatics that we get with chests, we get prismatics for money, but we can have a separate version. Maybe we can have a different color, or maybe we can have a custom color based on the region. If you play Path of Champions, that will make people who only play person versus person, right? Only play online, have a chance or have something to play Path of Champions, have a reason to play it. For example, maybe Veigar has a dark green prismatic version, right? Or maybe Yuumi has a purple prismatic, or maybe Lux, even though it's already yellow, maybe it's like a brighter yellow. Something like that that would make us want to get triple S on Path of Champions, and it could be something to grind for. It's a good YouTube video, it's good promotion. That's what I would like. It'll reward the people who grind for it, and it can also help show it off, because every time you want to play with that champion with that prismatic, you can't do it alone. You have to go out and play person versus person, right, online. That is one of the things that would make things enjoyable. And speaking of making the experience more enjoyable, can we please remove the guaranteed starter buffs in the very beginning? After you lose the Path of Champions, 3-4 times, you are required to choose one of the 3 starter Nexus abilities, which is you get a free mana gem. I think you draw 2 in the beginning of your turn, or not turn, but the beginning of the game, or you get your Nexus, like you get like an extra 10 healing to your Nexus. Just something strange that I never really understood. Those are never really the reason why I win. If anything, once I get those, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna lose again. All right, let's just try to get it over with, because those are not good abilities. An easy fix that can be done is that when we first start, once you already know that the players have lost a few times already, you should guarantee a normal power up, a rare power up, and an epic power up, just every 5-6 times that they lose, right? So that way it's not that people are just farming for epics or for rare power ups. They're gonna get it every 6 games, right? Maybe you can get lucky and get them in between those 6 games, but really you can just guarantee them a little bit more often. I know that we don't want to always play with epics or with rares, but that's kind of why, or a reason why some grinding people who want to get that triple S we might need to improve those to try and get us to keep grinding for this game. Right now, I will say, when I try to play, I don't play for trying to get anything like S or anything like that. I just go for whatever buffs, and as long as I get C's, that's fine with me, right? And that brings me to my final thing that I would like in Path of Champions. Final thing is, please, can we keep the champion buffs that we put? There is no reason for me to collect all these different spell shields and overwhelms and quick attacks when I'm only playing one champion at a time. I remove them and I put them on the champion that I'm playing now. Now, picture this. I'm playing, and because we're using Yuumi when we beat Veigar here, I'm going to use Yuumi. We're using the Yuumi deck, right? We're going, and we stumble upon the champion selection when we get our reinforcements. We get a Lucian, we get a Hecarim, but now we get a Misfortune. And our Misfortune is the same Misfortune from the Path of Champions that we've been playing before. That means it already has the studded leather. That means that instead of us getting a misfortune that's a 3-3, we're getting a 4-4. Turns out we haven't really played misfortune that much, but in this one situation, we kept the quick attack that we use when we were trying to beat Ezreal, right? But now, because of that quick attack, we decide to choose misfortune. That makes things a little bit more interesting, because now we want to make sure that all our champions have buffs. Maybe when we expand on Path of Champions and we include Lucian's Path of Champions, now you can upgrade the Lucian when he pops up on your character selection. Or maybe you're able to buff up your Garen, right? And that makes it worth the grind, and it makes it worth wanting to play these characters. And I would like to even propose one thing. We usually get 3 cards every time we get for reinforcements. We get the champion card and we get 2 accompanying cards. I would love it if Path of Champions can give us the champion card, the custom card that each champion gets, and then another card. So maybe Misfortune's custom card is I start a free attack. Maybe it's a slow speed, I start a free attack at 0 mana. Right? That is something that we can do. That is something that I would love, and I would keep on playing Path of Champions. But these are just my thoughts. Like I said before, since Path of Champions is taking a while and they're going to upgrade it in May, I don't want to put out very detailed videos since I know that it's not going to be worth it. These videos are not going to hold long, and so I'm thinking of doing these voiceover videos, but in other topics while I slowly branch out my channel. So I would appreciate it if you guys, comment down below and let me know what you guys think, because I love talking about this game. I will talk to anyone about this game, right? And the other thing is, feel free to interact, feel free to like and subscribe, but also feel free to let me know what you guys want to hear me talk about. I'm thinking that my next video is not even going to be a video game. I want to make things based on my music that I've been listening to. I picked up longboarding a few months ago, maybe like a month and a half. So I want to make a video on that. And instead of us having Path of Champions here, maybe I'll show you what kind of skate things I've been doing, right? So please let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the end of this Veigar event, which I thought was really, really fun. So take care, and I shall see you guys next time. Peace.
Patience and fortitude outlast all things.